Tom, you can't just do that. Hello, everyone. Welcome to our Shackleton Expanse campaign for Star Trek Adventures. We're back for another week of these bold adventures, bold voyages amongst the star. I got that. There's some words in there that are from Star Trek. Let's go around and see how everyone is from last week. And you know, we've got to finish this two-parter. So, Anita, how you doing? What's going on?
I'm doing good. We had 2 new shows show up on the channel, and we're doing well with them. We've got a weird mashup of it's Forged in the Dark, but it's like a space tournament. It's fun. And then we've also got one where I ride dragons. That's a really good one called Warren Guard.
Nice.
The Dragon Rider one is really fun.
That sounds really cool. Awesome.
Yeah.
Tom, now to the weather.
Hi.
With Tom, what's that?
It's raining. It's been raining all day. It's going to rain all day tomorrow and Thursday, and possibly onto the weekend. So it sucks. But apart from that, I'm okay.
Good.
I'm all right. Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. You kind of get used to it.
Yeah.
However, I say that now. Talk to me again on Friday. I might be weeping in the corner.
Yeah, miserable. Yeah, no, that's
Yeah.
fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
Ready to punch a godlike alien creature?
No.
Great.
I'm going to run and hide.
Cool.
What I'm going to do.
We know your game plan then. That's good.
Hell yeah.
All right, cool. Doc, ready to face your god?
Wow, what a fucking question. Like, ready to meet God? Sure. Ready to fight God? Different question. Yeah, I am. I don't know if Pasha is. I guess we'll have to wait and see. He's, it's just his whole cosmology worldview is kind of just going. So today.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
What little streaming delectations have you been up to?
This and then Thursdays we're doing Blades in the Dark, but then next week on Lost Caravan RPG is the finale. No, not the finale. Well, the opposite of that. The premiere of season 3 of our Delta Green Impossible Landscapes campaign. So season 3 starts on next week, Thursday. Oh my gosh, that's the game I run over there.
Nice. Although being a Delta Green game, I'm sure that you could absolutely conflate finale with premiere.
Sometimes finale. Yeah, well, that's the whole thing. But
yeah,
surreal horror. What you gonna do?
Yeah, absolutely. Susie, speaking of surreal horror.
Hey!
How you doing?
I'm good. Tom, as the weather update for Canada, it snowed earlier today. Didn't stick around, but there was quite heavy snow. I do like Tom's Radio 4 shipping forecast energy
I got
when he
big,
does the
big
weather.
shipping forecast vibes
It's
from
like
that.
it's just chill, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
My stream stuff, I've just been playing Hell Let Loose because that's apparently my only
Whole
thing I
personality.
can play right now. Yeah, that's all I can play right now. And me and Tom were playing a bit yesterday and with James, and we were holding it down. We were being a good little defensive squad,
Nice.
being effective. Yeah, it was fun.
Cool.
And then I was bullied into buying Helldivers too, so that's probably going to be on stream at some point.
Nice. I keep getting videos about that. And I keep looking at it and thinking it looks cool, but I don't have the money for it right now. So I'll just have to watch you and live vicariously through your experiences.
Just crying, screaming.
Yeah. I'm not doing my part. You're doing your part. I won't be doing my part, I'm afraid. Cool. All right. Well, let's get back into it. We've got the second part of Disunification to run through. But first, we need a little bit of a recap, don't we? Last time on the Shackleton Expanse. Yeah. The crew dashed Burrell's body back to the USS Lexington into sickbay with a kind of rather like disconnected Eka and distressed Eka. Pasha worked on Burrell to stabilize her body, but with some strange brainwave readings and a kind of, essentially a kind of coma-like state with Burrell. The de facto officer in charge of the mission, now that you're kind of renegade on, I guess, Natalie Sigmund, she put Burrell's body back into the transporter buffer before proceeding to ship the crew to Akaru, back to Pasha's home planet. You scouted out a underwater Tilikaal facility, where scouting inside that you found a strange crew kind of assembled, staffing that facility. The same crew that Burrell had made contact with in a kind of Tilikaal, spirit consciously state, where she met various Vulcans and Romulans who were staffing the station, the facility, unbeknownst to her, before the Iryax, Natalie the Ageless, made an appearance, brought Burrell's body back from the transporter buffer into the facility. And so the crew were able to hook Burrell back up to this facility and replant her aderi back into her body. Facing off against the godlike alien creature, the crew began to negotiate for the potential release of some of the Vulcan and Romulan crew who wanted to leave this facility. But the Iryax denied them that request, at which point Natalie decided that opening fire was the best course of action. And now, the conclusion. Yeah. All right. Natalie fired first, but purely for effect. So you guys get the first turn, as is typical in most Star Trek Adventures combat. So who would like to take the first turn? Has anyone got a game plan here? Tom.
I'm going to dive into whatever cover we can find.
You can dive into cover. Okay, cool.
Yep.
Diving into cover will only take your minor action up, so you'll have a whole task that you could do outside of that. So you dive behind the central obelisk. And let me reframe the scene for you again, just so it's clear. You've got this kind of central Tilikaal chamber, much like the very first one that you entered when the Susquehanna runabout had crashed and you'd gone after it in the Zambezi. And you managed to find that very first Tilikaal facility. You've got 5 walls, an entrance the opposite side. The Iryax is standing just at that entrance. The only exit, the only entrance or exit you think is coming in or out of the facility. That's where you're beyond. Beyond that is where your runabout is.
If I wanted to interface with the control panel that's there, whatever that thing is, is that facing the entrance or is it around the other side? Or is it just one giant kind of like? It's with crystals, isn't it? They do it with.
It's a Tilikaal facility with Tilikaal interfaces. This doesn't have panels, screens, consoles that you are used to, but your knowledge of Tilikaal, engineering as it is, you know that you can try and control it, you can try and regulate the power, you can try and interface with it in some fashion using those blue veins in that obelisk. I mean, one of the things that Dr. Chella and yourself did, first of all, was basically like fire a phaser at it in a kind of controlled energy burst, and you were able to kind of calm it down.
In that case, I will duck, just kind of away from this combat, and I wish to try and have my turn ascertain which one of these energy conduits could potentially activate the cloning thing, because there was a cloning facility for the assessors in the next room or something, I believe. Whether or not I can, because I want to activate that.
Okay.
Or attempt to activate that.
All right. Give me I'm going to say daring and engineering.
Daring and engineering, yep.
Focus is going to be anything like Tilikaal type stuff.
Tilikaal.
This is going to be difficulty 2.
Okay.
I wouldn't say this isn't to. If it's to activate the cloning thing from where you are,
It's just
in
to
the second, or it's
ascertain
just to
it.
figure out. Okay.
Yeah, just to figure
Well,
it out.
I'd give you reason or daring.
Okay.
as an
I'll,
attribute for
I'll
that
go
one.
daring.
Cool. I like that. It's more of a going by your gut.
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
Quick thinking.
Yeah.
Let's just do this and see what
Absolutely.
works. Okay. To try and
Absolutely.
ascertain what you need to do to activate
Yeah, I
the
think I'm going
cloning
to buy one more
facility
dice.
next time.
That's okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you've got 3 momentum in the pool right now, so
Yeah,
you
I'll buy
that
one.
would take you down to 2, and I've got 10 threat remaining from last session as well, because we're in the same adventure, same
There we
episode
go.
title.
I got 3.
3 successes gives you that point of momentum back. Well done.
Mm-hmm.
And the cloning facility can be activated from one of 2 places.
Okay.
That is in the actual section, the room itself, the cloning area, or further down into the kind of depths of the facility where the sarcophagi
Hmm.
are.
Okay. Okay, that's good to know. That's good to know. Okay.
Do you want to spend any momentum on creating yourself or your team an advantage, or asking any other questions about the scene, about the facility, about the cloning process, about anything
I
like
could
that?
do. Yeah. We know. I can't remember if you described that there were already assessors in these cloning facilities. I'm pretty sure you said there were 3 assessors in the cloning facility.
In the tins.
In the tins,
Yeah.
in the tins
Yeah.
already. I think.
Still
I
in
just
the
want
packaging.
clarification.
In the sardine
so-
cans.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure you said that, but I might be wrong.
Let's assume I did then.
Let's assume you did. Okay. No, I don't want to ask any other additional questions.
Okay.
No.
No, you're good. That's fine then. All right. Important question, Tom.
Mm.
Do you want to spend 2 momentum and pass the initiative to one of your friends, or would you like to? Would you like me to then take a turn now?
Well, at this present moment, really only Nat is the one that's in danger because she was stupid enough to open fire, right? So if she gets jobbed by the god thing, I'm not too bothered. Personally, Nat brought it on herself. So no, I don't want to spend 2 momentum. I would like you to have a go.
Okay.
Now, if you immediately like target Susie, or it's just because they're there.
Left it up to
Susie
me.
insta death. You know.
Bring it on.
You left it up to me. Okay. Okay, with control and security. The Iryax, although often, so far in your experience, these assessors have not been easy to read, like facially, like expressively. They have often either spoken to you telepathically, or they have imparted some kind of feeling, perhaps, as they're speaking onto you, that's similar to empathy. And Pasha, the Iryax, is renowned for their stoicness, piousness, and stuff like that. But 3 of you now that can see the Iryax clearly see kind of either a straining or an anger on their face as you kind of hear the sentiment / voice on the air that I've endured long enough, I will endure you as well. And a wave of telekinetic energy pushes out from them and floods the chamber, bouncing off the walls, smashing into the 3 of you. I'm going to spend 3 threat on this. They are going to use their I must endure long enough value, and they're going to get 2 successes on top of these dice that are rolled. And then this is going to be difficulty 2 as a ranged attack thingy. 3 successes because of the... I almost forgot about the spend there, determination spend. Okay, with the 3 successes, they've got 1 more momentum. I'm going to add a combat dice to the pool. And I don't think there's anything else I need to add to that. Okay. No. Cool. Oh, it's a charge as well? Ooh. You know, like the phaser gets the charge thingy?
Yeah.
What am I going to do? Charge. This is going to be Vicious 1 because, sure, that's the coolest thing.
Cool.
No doubt.
Great.
Two from that, 3 from that, 5, 6. Okay. 6 challenge dice, vicious. Each effect affects 1 additional person. The first one's Nat. Second person is... Who, gang, do we honestly think was stood closest to... Okay. All right.
It's me.
Echo was doing a lot of talking.
So was I, though.
I feel like, gang, because Burrell is this stupid. The second the Nat pulled the phaser, she would have sort of like stepped in front of you lot. She would
Look at
have...
all of us throwing ourselves on the pyre.
It's just what she's like. Harvey's not. Harvey's like away.
I'm gonna give it to Eka.
Okay.
Second person, Eka. You're gonna receive 7 stress. That would give you an injury to stun. Unless you want to spend the 2 momentum, some 2 momentum you have in the pool to avoid that injury. Basically keeping you in the fight.
Honestly, Ekka's not that useful in a fight. I'm an information broker, and I'll take that. I'll take the 7, and I'll take the injury.
Okay, so you're stunned. You're out for the count. You will be back up once this all resolves. It's like you've taken a stun phaser to stun. Do you want Nat to survive the injury?
Yeah, she's one of like 2 people in this whole group that can fight. I think it's probably best that we can that we keep her up. Tom, she is your commanding officer.
It's 2
No,
of your momentum.
you are my commanding officer. She kidnapped me.
Out of the count.
She's the highest rank out of all of us.
Okay, I'm gonna give the initiative back to you guys.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
So, Pasha, how nitty-gritty are we getting on... I think Pasha said last week he has this disruptor pistol, and then somebody took it away from him to be safe. And so I'm wondering, like, is that close at hand? If Ekka's down and stunned, I think Ekka was the one who took it.
Weren't you given a different thing?
Was I?
Might have been
That's a great question, like a
Nat
phaser.
took it from you and swapped it with the low
Yeah,
power
so-
phaser from the...
It was me. I did the
kid's
switcheroo.
phaser.
You got the baby
Got it.
one. Eka got the Type 2 Starfleet one, and I got the
I got a
disruptor.
starter phaser, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
I got the one they give kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so you've got a phaser
Great.
type 1.
Awesome. Terrific. Well, in that case, what I think happens is that, I mean, you know, every week Pasha's going through a lot, but this week Pasha's like, okay, you know, someone attacked my god's attacking my friends, and there's like a good 5-second pause, and then he takes the kid's phaser and he shoots his god.
I love this.
So,
This is control and security. Difficulty 2.
Okay. All right. Control is good. I could do control.
Do you want to spend any momentum to get some dice?
Not with a kid's phaser. I mean, this is not going to do much damage anyway.
Okay.
Right? Just by guessing, like, I'm going to save those for somebody who can actually hurt this demigod.
Okay. So, Doc, it is a phaser.
Yes.
It has you can change its charge settings if you would like to. If Pasha has no idea, then by all means just fire the phaser.
I don't think he has any idea what this thing is or what it does.
Okay. Cool.
I just point and click. Like it's like he's doing a PowerPoint, right? He's got a laser pointer.
In a beautiful meta kind of way, Doc, I will ask you a quick fire question, and I want a quick fire answer.
Okay.
Area intense pierces into or vicious one.
Vicious one.
Okay. Cool. To stun or to kill?
Oh, that's a harder question. To kill.
Okay. It's a point of threat for me.
All right. I'm not using a focus. I have no focuses that apply to this unless hostage negotiation does. It's not mediation, that's for sure. Okay, so I'll do the roll.
You need 2 successes. Roll another dice for me. So that's 1 success. 2 successes. Which means that the phaser beam connects like with the top shoulder, kind of long extended neck of the Iryax, and they psychically wail in pain as you do this. You kind of can hold it for a second as as the beam hits them intensely. So what is your security? What's your security stat? 1. Okay, so down the bottom you should see some macros for like the vicious combat dice roll.
Yeah.
Click on that one, and then I want you to roll me 3 of them.
Okay.
So you do 4 points of stress to the Iryax.
Can I use a minor action to also jump into cover?
You can by spending momentum.
Yeah, I will. I will spend it on that because he's fluffy. So just gonna run and like maybe duck where Harvey ducked, like just sort of duck in there and just like wide-eyed, like just like heavy breathing, and like looks at Harvey and says, "I'm sorry it took me so long to decide to do that." And that's it.
You'd think that there were no more turns, but there are more turns for me. So, did you want to spend 2 momentum, or 1 momentum and add a threat, for Susie to take a turn? For Burrell to take a turn?
I was hoping that Burrell would take a turn.
Or do you want to hand it back to your enemies?
Oh, how many momentum do we have that we only have 1 left?
Hand it back. I think we hand
you mean
it back.
instead of going into cover?
No, you can go. So you can go into cover. Oh, sorry, you spend that momentum. Okay, so let me rephrase that. I'm so sorry. I'm up to speed now.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm a little bit back and forth. Okay. Would you like to give me 2 more threat right now to let Burrell have a go, or would you like to hand the turn back over to me?
I know Susie said to hand the turn back over, but I'm too scared of my demigod right now, so I'm gonna spend 2 threat to give it to Susie.
Okay.
It's like I'm running away from my parents after doing something I knew was bad.
Yeah, we've all been
right.
For sure.
We've all phased our parents in the neck.
We've all phased our
and then run away.
Once or twice.
Yeah.
Who hasn't?
That's a t-shirt quote if ever I've heard one. Susie.
Okay, so Burrell is kind of just like, oh shit, oh god, we're doing this, right? And she's gonna try and like rugby tackle the Iryax and try to restrain them.
Okay, this is a contested roll.
Okay.
So we're both rolling.
Okay.
So you add what dice you want, or spend determination, and that will be the difficulty for me to avoid this attack.
Okay. I'm gonna do fitness and security. That feels very correct. That feels like the right rolls for that. Can I use my ice hockey focus?
Yes.
As you often fight people in hockey.
For sure. I love hobbies as a focus.
Going in for the check.
Sure, bud.
This is it.
So you're
Cross
fighting
check.
your god the other day and playing ice hockey. That's my
Hey.
Canadian accent.
Okay, so this is
Sorry,
usually
okay.
daring and
Not bad.
security. I'd give you fitness and security,
Okay.
That's
okay.
fine.
Okay.
but I'm going to go daring and security.
All right.
I've been watching a lot of Leonard
I've got
Kenny.
10 threat. You have no momentum. How many dice would you like to roll, Burrell?
Oh, okay. That's how it is it? Samantha. All right. I'm
just making combat interesting for chat.
I'll buy an extra die. I'll roll 3.
Okay. Roll them
Alright.
if you got them.
Roll those bones. 2 successes.
Okay. I am gonna just keep it to the 2 dice, actually, for the contested roll. This is daring and security. And they... No, I don't think they have any particular focuses here for this. So here we go. No successes, which means that you win. It's difficulty 1, and so you score 1 momentum. So
There we go.
each of our tests is difficulty 1, effectively. Okay. So 1 momentum back in the pool, which you can spend right now to add more combat dice to your roll,
Oh, okay.
up to 3
Okay.
times. So you can spend that momentum to do that if you wanted to, or you could save it for the group.
Nah, let me spend it, and I'll add it to this roll.
Okay.
So this counts as like an unarmed strike, right?
It's an unarmed strike you're doing, yeah.
Okay. Boop. Knockdown and non-lethal.
Yep.
There we go.
With 2, 3, 4, 5 stress. They have 1 resistance.
I
Very
did more
natural.
damage cross-checking the Iryax than Pasha did with the phaser.
Just the settings
With
are
the
just all
phaser
over
I
the
got off
place.
TikTok with my wish.com phaser. Yeah.
Okay, so not dealing them an injury, but you do tackle them to the floor. So you're currently
Okay.
struggling with them. Okay, so I'm going to note that down there.
I get the leg hooks in, try and get the
Yeah,
bar on.
yeah.
and I can tap out.
5 in the
yeah.
box there, bud.
Harvey, as you're
It's a game in 5 right there.
looking around, trying to interact with the Tilikaal technology, you see the lead Vulcan dude that I have already forgotten the name of, but I mean I've slept like 7 times since then, so I don't blame myself. Chen, you see Chen come to rugby tackle you. So we're gonna have a
What the hell have I
daring.
done?
We're gonna have a daring and security.
Oh man, he's a Vulcan. I've got no chance.
Actually, no,
Harvey
you are
trained for
right.
this.
Sorry. You went, what have you done? And actually, that's very, very true. I think what he's going to do is he's going to try and tackle Natalie.
I'm okay with that.
For
Yeah,
the
we're all fine
sake
with that.
of the narrative, and if you're all just like fine with that, they're just going to go into like a little wrestling thing for like a round
Yeah.
or so, just so I don't have to deal with 2 NPCs.
Yeah.
Lovely. Okay. The Iryax doesn't have any more goes, so technically it is back to you guys. Who would like to... Susie, who would you like to take the first turn in this round of combat?
We'll go back to Harv with his little plan.
Oh,
Harvey
right,
with the
okay.
plan.
That'd be a good plan.
What would the plan?
What would you like to do?
I would like to head to the room where the cloning facility is.
Okay, you can do that with a minor action. You move into that facility. Yep, you hotfoot it. You probably do a little kind of embarrassing commando roll or something, like out the way.
I totally do it. It was
Past the
unnecessary.
Vulcan and Romulan civilians, the Unificationists. And you dart past them down a little corridor, and you come into this chamber. What you can see in front of you is 6 essentially kind of Tilikaal pods. They look similar to the kind of sarcophaga you've maybe seen in the distance and stuff like that as you've been as you try to save a bunch of them from the 2 planets
Yeah.
crashing into each other. But larger now, and there's a kind of a glass formed kind of dome on the outside, and there are 3 of these assessors in these little facilities here, and they're like two open ones, two ones without anything in.
Okay, so there's one that has got one in.
Yeah. Like we're a fan of 5s here at Modiphius, so like it's 5, that pentagonal themes going on. So there are like 5 of these things, and you know.
So, I would very much like to see if I can find a way to activate the one that still remains, to either awaken them or get them out of there. That is my goal, is to get them out of there.
Okay.
Using my Tilikaal knowledge. Hang on. Isn't there a way that you can like kill a value and get a trait or another value or something?
Yes, so you can scratch out one of your values and you gain a point of determination for doing that. But once you have scratched that value, you can no longer use it until the end of this two-parter, at which point you rephrase it and then you can use it in future.
Okay.
It basically cuts off one of your options, one of your values, right? That you can't use it, but you get a point of determination back.
All right. Doesn't really help here. Yeah, I'm just going to see if I can figure out a way to activate this cloning or get the awaken the assessor that remains.
Okay.
Even if it means I have to take time to look, figure it out. That's the tricorder and which energy signals are going where, how I can divert them to the pod.
Yeah.
I activate. That's kind of the way he's thinking.
Do you want it to happen right now, or do you want to go about this in a more methodical way? What's Harvey's approach?
I'm not. I mean, I want it to happen as soon as possible because in his mind, he wants this assessor to stop what's going on out there. He's thinking that the current assessor has lost their mind. They've been active way too long, and they've forgotten their initial, I suppose, purpose. The idea is that thing's too powerful for us to stop, but maybe another assessor can reason or stop. That's what he's thinking. So as soon as possible, but he's not going to be stupid and risk killing the person inside. So, maybe, so semi-methodical, I guess.
Okay,
as
Tom.
quick as possible. Can I take this turn to assess it then? Can I just take a turn to kind of look, assess, which would be the most logical way to do this, and then next turn, after we've all had to go, then do it. Is that?
I'm going to give you a more interesting bargain than that, Tom.
Okay, go on.
You can either do this in one task, in one turn. It's going to be difficulty 4, and I would let you succeed with cost. So you'd succeed, but you get a complication.
Yeah, what's the other option?
You'd only get a complication if you didn't pass your task.
Okay.
The other side of that bargain is that, it would take you 2 rounds to do. So it would take you... you need one task to figure out how you would do this, and then you'd use another task to actually do it. What you can do, rules as written though, is that once you've taken an action or something, you might want to consider rubbing out one of your values, because you can use your determination to immediately perform another task as soon as you've done that one.
Oh, right. So essentially I could just
working over time.
Like, just work it out,
Yeah.
rub out a task, and then go, okay, now...
And then go immediately again, yeah.
No, I like your first option. It's more risky, it's more fun. Let's go with that one.
Difficulty 4. This is going to be
Here
daring
we
and
go.
engineering.
Daring and engineering. Okay.
And this is to just get it online.
Just to get it online. Okay.
Difficulty 4. There's no assists here.
No. I might use a determination.
Okay. What value do you want to use?
My gut can sometimes break physics, because I'm just going with my gut that this will work.
Yeah?
It's all instinct now from Harvey. That's all he's going. I would like to use my determination. Don't I get that back with Burrell around?
It's not.
I think I have to spend my determination to do it, and I don't have my determination.
You have to spend like your momentum or some like some momentum from the pool to give someone their determination back. I think.
Okay.
That's what you
not
can
too
do
bad.
as a special
That's not
kind of
too
talent
bad.
thing.
Anyway, I'll take it. Anyway, so I'll
Okay.
take the determination
For 2 successes.
for 2 successes,
Okay.
please. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just having a look very quickly at what talents I've got because
Yeah.
I haven't really used much in the way of talents.
Talk us through them a little bit.
Well, I've got Flight Boss. It doesn't have anything. Spirit of Discovery, which adds 3 momentum if I spend to the pool with 1. If I spend 1 determination.
I think that's not exactly what it does. Not that you're wrong in that sense, just that I think there's a special
You may
circumstance.
spend 1 determination to add 3 points to the group momentum pool. The normal conditions for spending determination.
Oh, okay.
still apply.
All right, so that's.
Well,
sorry,
I've
that
already
is what you
spent
can
my
do that.
determination,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
But I think that's you specifically do it to add 3 momentum
Yeah.
for the party. I've got maintenance specialist, which is
That's
no,
Starfleet equipment.
yeah, and then I've got jury rig, which
When you perform
is to
repairs, you
repair.
may reduce the difficulty by 2 to a minimum of 0. If you do this, however, the repairs are only temporary and will last a single scene. You could jury rig this if you wanted to. We reduces difficulty to 2.
Chewing gum and some tinfoil.
Yeah. But it would
Yeah,
only
let's go with
last.
it. Let's do it.
It would only last until the end of the scene.
But if it, so essentially, I've got 1 shot to get this thing out, and if I fuck it up,
I mean, you've got 2 other clones.
yeah, that's true. That's true.
I mean,
then
if the
again-
goal is just to get it out of the pod,
What is the moral
Yeah. We got some burner tones.
thing for this? Oh man.
And all of this rushes through Harvey's mind in about 0.5 seconds.
Yeah, I know. I've got to think. He's on instinct. He's basically just going with his gut.
I'm adding a threat
So-
because we've talked so much about it.
Yeah. So I think. Fuck it. Yeah, let's jury rig it. Why not?
Okay.
Who cares?
Difficulty
Who
2,
cares?
daring and engineering.
Okay, daring and engineering. Can I use any focuses? Composure, I think. Although EPS energy. Any of those? I mean, I am
No.
transferring energy, but not really EPS.
No.
No. Okay. No focus then. Here we go. 4 altogether.
4 successes altogether gives you 2 points of momentum. As the Tilikaal machinery, all of its veins, you can see these blue arcing streaks of energy focusing and pooling into this single pod. Almost silently, the pod in several pieces just opens up like a kind of a pine cone in like super fast like motion.
Is there dry ice?
There's a bit. There's a little bit of dry ice because it's because it's Star Trek. And as this Iryax opens its eyes, the Iryax that is currently fighting Burrell starts to shrivel and decay, and within about 3 seconds lies lifeless underneath you. And Harvey, its eyes look back down to you. They're not wearing their robes.
Yeah. Because I think this
They
is
are
completely
just
different.
essentially a naked assessor as well
Yeah.
at this point. But the Iryax, in your mind, asks you, "What have you done, child?" And they get their 3 personal threat pool. They are introduced as the Iryax again. They are uninjured. They have not taken any stress.
Harvey's there. We need help. I think one of your colleagues
Close
has
it.
gone a little bit.
Put the lid back on.
All right, Harvey.
We just want to make. It's something. There's been a misunderstanding. Can you help? Neil.
Do you want to spend 2 momentum to bring one of your friends into take their next turn, or do you want to hand it back to me?
No, because I want to see what this thing does to Harvey, and then they can react to that. Because I kind of feel like there's not a lot they can do, because all they've seen is this thing go bump, and they'll just kind of go, what happened? You know what I mean?
They knocked Eka out with its brain. The previous one did that.
Oh shit, I forgot about that. Yes, you're right. Sorry. No, you're right. Yes, I will then. Apologies, Eka. I forgot you were brain. Sorry, I'm so sorry.
You can't do this to me, Tom. I was about ready to kill you. You cannot do this to me, Tom.
Yeah, I know. So I've changed my mind.
I'm being nice because I'll take your first answer. If this was a game show...
It's not a game show,
Your first answer was no, I don't. I'm going to hand it back to you.
Look,
you can't do this to me.
People can change their mind.
I was mentally preparing myself.
It is a show, and we are playing a game, so technically.
You can spend the momentum.
I'm happy to spend the momentum now.
Okay.
And bring it on over to Asher, so that he can do some medical stuff on Eka.
Oh, sure.
See, there's some logic to it.
Yeah, there's some logic.
You don't have to follow that meta Tom advice.
No, of course
You've
not.
just heard Harvey in the other chamber shouting for people and for help.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you've seen him dart off to it.
Whoa. I didn't say I shouted for help. I said
we need people in here.
No. I said, can you help us talking to the assessor? Because he thinks this is a different assessor.
Yeah.
Can you help us? One of your colleagues or clones has lost their mind.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So you can hear that just about from the other chamber, but because you dive behind the same cover essentially. So you saw Harvey dash off in that direction too. Burrell is currently wrestling a corpse, just a big mummy, floppy mummy thing. Eka is just knocked out down next to you.
Pasha was going to go to help Eka anyway.
Okay.
And who knows what's in that back room? Pasha doesn't pretend to have any knowledge of what's going on. So, how far away is Eka? Can I do it?
Oh, you can easily get over to them. Yeah.
Can I roll slowly across the floor, tactically, and then just to do emergency medical check on them?
Yeah.
See if I can get them stabilized or woken up or unstunned.
Yeah, absolutely. You can. Let me double check here. Oh no, we don't have that on the thingy.
Some tactical tummy time. That's what it is.
That's what we know it as.
Tactical tummy time. That's right. Yeah, it helps my core.
Personal conflict actions. Here we go. You can provide first aid. Means you stabilize an injured character so they won't die at the end of the scene, but they remain incapacitated.
Looking for the stunning is the thing. Where it's like all hands on deck. It would be great if Eka knew what was going on and was functional.
So you can absolutely just stabilize them with difficulty medicine, daring and medicine, difficulty 1.
Difficulty 1. Okay, daring medicine. Ooh, that's even lower than my shooting my little pew pew. All right, here we go. I'm going to use the focus of emergency medicine.
Love that.
And that's all I got. So here we go. 2 successes.
Lovely. Gives you a point of momentum, and Eka is stabilized. Because they're stunned, and it's not wasn't like an injury to kill.
Right. I just wanted to get them back in the fight, basically.
Yeah. I'm going to let you spend 1 momentum instead of 2 if you want to bring Eka back into the fight.
Yes, absolutely.
All right.
And I'll spend that, and then as soon as they sort of get their wits about them, he just sort of looks at and says, "Hi, my gods are raisin now, but I think Harvey woke somebody up in the back."
Oh, okay. I'm gonna
Yeah, I'll
slow.
help you.
Ekka's
Come
gonna
on.
slowly
Very
stand.
slowly helping them up. All right, here we go.
All right, let's
Not too fast. Not too fast.
head rush. Whew, hold up.
Yeah, breathe. Don't double over. You want? Yeah, I think that your lungs are where they're here, right?
About where? Yeah.
This is the whole turn. Just
I'm gonna start moving towards the back room.
Cool. Okay. So Harvey handed over to Pasha, which means that you can't keep the initiative now at this point. We have to hand it back over to the Iryax. So standing tall over Harvey, the Iryax asking, "What have you done, child?" Shoots a little psychic bolt at you. I'm going to spend, I don't think much of you right at this moment, an inconvenience at most, so it's just one of you.
That's good.
So I'm going to spend one threat to roll 3 dice and difficulty 2. 1 and a complication, Tom.
Dun 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 dun. Harvey
Gang.
out psychs her.
What? What complication would you like to introduce, gang? It's a complication to me, an advantage to you guys.
the lid closes again.
I've got
and they get stuck inside.
The jerry rig doesn't take.
Yeah, maybe something went wrong with the whole cloning thing. That Harvey didn't open it correctly, or did it too quickly, or so that the activation was
Okay. So
correct,
we're just
makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. We're gonna make their tests one more difficult.
Cool.
Basically.
Cool.
It's a dodgy clone,
It's a dodgy clone. Yeah.
I guess.
It's underbaked.
Yeah.
It's
That's
like
the
cookie,
that's the name of the
when you're making
complication.
It's got a soggy
Underbaked.
bottom. Yeah.
like the slightly disfigured gingerbread man that you're making that kind of just smushed in the actual.
I don't want this mental image for my NPC. Just like lopsided kind of
Yeah.
assessor. Okay. Well, they wasted their turn.
Nice.
But now, Harvey, they're just going to brush you aside and head back into the chamber.
Okay.
And so they're standing just in front of the doorway now. Burrell, you can see from where you are another assessor, another Iryax.
Mm-hmm.
And they're stood and they're just like looking for maybe you. But I'm going to hand back to Ekka.
So Ekka has been unconscious for a little bit, sort of sees this clone, and is going to pull out the Type 2 phaser and aim at this Iryax. I have a focus in velocity, the shooting game.
Absolutely, that applies. I'm just going to retcon. So they spent from their personal pools. They've got 2 left.
Sounds good. Is that a control or a daring security?
It is a control and security.
Control and security? Okay, thank you.
Or shooties.
And let's go pew pew. No successes, everybody.
Okay. So you
It's okay.
miss.
Yeah.
One of those classic
Fire and a
glancing,
miss.
classic glancing phaser fire. Okay.
I think the sights might be a little off from just coming out of stun.
Yeah. I think you could spend momentum to do another task, although I don't think it's the same task. Extra swift task. You may attempt 1 additional task, increasing the difficulty by 1. If you wanted another go, you could. Is it? Oh, it's not immediate, so unfortunately you can't use
Yeah.
threat for it. Okay, sorry. Yeah, bit of a wasted.
It's all good.
A little shot away.
I tried. Give myself a pat on the back for trying.
Would you like to give me 2 threat and I'll hand it over to Burrell? Oh, no, wait, no. I've taken all my turns. Okay, that's right. Burrell? Hugging a mummy.
Okay. Standing over the other Iryax, like that one picture of Muhammad Ali. She's gonna look up and be like, oh shit. Alright. She's just gonna like, I don't know, like body block this other Iryax because she's well aware that Echo was KO'd. Pasha's probably just gonna get snapped like a twig. Freaking What's Her Chops is fighting with the Romulans in the back, so she's like, alright, threat assessment. Iryax. We're gonna try and grapple this one too. Go on.
Okay, let's do it. This is gonna be daring and security.
Okay.
So daring and security off. Do you want to roll any more dice?
Yeah, I'll buy a die.
Okay, there's another point in the threat pool for me.
There you go. You're welcome. You're welcome.
All right.
4 successes.
Okay. I'm going to spend the 3 threat there to put me back down to 10 to roll 4 dice. And this is what we got to contend with. 2 successes. So you succeed. What's the difference there? So yeah, 2 momentum in the pool.
There we go. And then my unarmed strike.
Do you want to add any dice to this?
Nah.
Okay. So 3 stress. Down to 2 because of the resistance there that they have. And you are... Actually, no, I'm going to get rid of their resistance because they're butt naked. Alright, so you deal 3 stress to them. Body blocking them from the scene in front of them. Okay, it's back over to me. And so the Iryax is going to go again. This time... They know better than to underestimate you, Susie. So it's time to kill you for a second time this campaign.
Let's see if this one sticks.
I'm going to spend another 3 threat to... Oh, sorry, they've got 2 in their pool and another 1 from the main pool. So that goes down to 9. And they're going to spend that to roll 4 dice again. Control and security as they... deliver a telekinetic bolt in your direction. Difficulty 2. It's 2 momentum for me. I'm going to add it into this damage. It was a charge as well, so the charge effect that I'm going to deliver is intense. The cost to avoid the injury increases for 1 effect, for each effect rolled.
What?
So we are going to go with 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 challenge dice. It's could well.
Okay, yeah. You smile over
it.
there. Yeah.
12 stress, and the injury is you need to spend 3 momentum to avoid the injury instead of 2.
I guess I have to because that would like nearly kill me. I would be like.
I didn't spend any threat there, and I didn't say that up front. So it's not to kill; it's to stun. It's just
it's to stun.
Knock you out, like they did Eka. But yeah, how much stress can you take?
15.
Okay, so it's just 1
So it's
injury, not double injury,
Yeah.
because we haven't filled it up as well. But yeah, do you want to spend the 3 momentum to stay in the fight or be knocked out?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I know it's a lot of momentum spend, but
Okay. Well, I'm going to knock that down to 2, and we're going to up that to 10. We are back to 0 and 10 on the momentum and threat pool. I'm going to hand over back to Eka.
I think Ekka's just going to look at the Iryax and say, we need to stop this right now. if you're charged with helping the Tilikaal, there's a Tilikaal aderi that's inside Burrell. You won't hurt her any further.
Okay. This is going to be difficulty 4. But it would end the fight. Presence
Is there a way I can
and command. Yes. I will let Pasha assist.
Yeah. I mean, I think I'd like to assist with a command so they can re-roll.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, that's what I want to do because I don't have momentum to spend. So
Sure
I'll
thing.
do.
Both of you, presence and command.
Okay.
Any focuses, gang?
A hostage negotiation.
Perfect.
Yeah.
These are the same tactics.
And he's basically like echoing what they say. You know?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's like that makes sense. Obviously, you were afraid of these clones being crazy, but do you feel crazy? Probably not. Okay, so I'm rolling 1, correct?
Yeah, you're
Yes.
rolling 1d20. Any
Here's
focuses
mine.
for you,
That's a
Eka?
success from me.
Black market dealings, interplanetary trade negotiations, persuasion.
Yes.
Okay.
So you can re-roll one of your d20s. on your
Reroll
turn,
one of my d20s. Okay.
if you want.
I would probably love to.
Would you like to spend any determination? Or add any extra die?
Okay, I think I'd like to call one of value to spend for some determination.
Yeah.
I'm going to call upon the value. Security isn't guaranteed. We need to protect our interests.
Mm-hmm. Like applying that to the Iryax. I like that.
Yes. So I'm going to use that to get my 2 successes, and then I'm going to roll. I'd need to give you 2 threat to get another die.
Yes.
You know what? I'm just gonna let it ride. I'm gonna roll.
Okay.
I'm gonna re-roll that
you can
20.
re-roll that complication.
I would love to. Thank you very much. Task roll.
Yeah, just the 1 die.
That turns into a crit.
With 5 successes, I think it's that last phrase that like persuades them, and they stand there in silence, staring at you.
Can we leave?
And you hear in your minds, you may leave, but these others are charged with helping my children. And my children's future is in the stars. They must help them get there.
Natalie, we gotta make a hard choice. Stop whatever it is you're tussling about over there.
Yeah, she like brushes herself off. They've kind of got the Vulcan and her have kind of got each other like in a grip, but they're kind of like holding steady.
Burrell, you good?
And Burrell's kind of like, she was body blocking this assessor. She sort of steps back a little bit. She's still got like her mask like in the way just in case this is some bullshit, but she's not immediately like fists up.
Vibara, the Romulan woman, says to you, "You can't just leave us here. We want to leave." And she's looking up at the Iryax. "We want to leave." Chen, the Vulcan, who's been kind of being their spokesperson up till now, says, "It is not as simple as that, and you know it isn't."
We're going to have to find a way to get you out another time. Listen, if I was Starfleet, I'm sure I'd be trying to mount a rescue for you, but I'm just a merchant. And we gotta go. We're on a timetable. Nat, did you get what you need?
What? No. We're at a standoff here. Can't get anything from this.
Well, then we're gonna have to find another way.
Can I get through to the runabout, like on my right quarter?
You, with your comm badge, you can beam yourself to the runabout. Yeah.
What's it like? You know, in Star Trek, when someone touches someone that's beaming, it takes them with them, right?
No.
It does. I've seen it
In the
Star Trek.
movies.
Oh, it's in the
movie.
movies.
It's a J.J. Abrams movie thing.
No, I swear it happened in the original ones as well.
I mean, transporters work however they want in the plot them to work,
but
right?
this plot, it's not going to work that way. Okay, got it.
What do you want to do, Tom? And I'll tell you what the cost is.
I want a way to get hold of the runabout to teleport the ones that want to leave out to the runabout, and then we'll teleport to the runabout and make a runner for it. That's what I'm thinking.
How are you going to subtly convey all of that detailed
I'm just
information to
that,
the runabout?
Is it possible? And then I'll
It is
go from
possible.
there.
Do you know which of the Vulcans and Romulans want to leave and which want to stay?
I know one. Yeah, because they split up into two groups. Well, they didn't split up, but some went, yeah, I want to go, and some went, no, I don't want to go.
Okay. So Harvey's going to have to recall exactly who put their hands up and exactly who identified themselves.
I'm not going to be able to do that.
Unless you just beam them all up and abduct some of them.
I mean, we
And
can always
free
beam
some
back
of them
once they're
in the
done.
meantime.
Okay. In that case,
I think Harvey would also be conscious of the fact that, you know, the leader of this people is standing in front of you. And if you just abducted, like, their main caretakers, the entirety of the Akaru fleet would be on your ass.
I understand that, but Harvey's thinking that these people have asked for sanctuary from the Federation, and the Federation gives sanctuary to people who ask for it. So
it does, but it's also, Harvey would probably know that it's smart about how it does it. It doesn't just swoop in and go.
Hey, Harvey doesn't think that way. He sees a problem, he tries to solve it. Okay. Can I at least get an emergency transport lock on all of us that were in the runabout?
Yeah,
so for example,
easily.
I can just, and we get an emergency transport back to the runabout.
Not yet, though.
No, of course not. It's a kind of oh crap scenario.
Harvey's hand hovers above his comm badge.
Yeah,
Burrell.
yeah.
I'm giving him the mum eyes, like, don't you fucking do it until I tell you don't.
Second time in 3 days.
Second time, yeah.
I'll kill you this time. But Burrell, everybody says as a piece. She turns to the Romulan woman in particular. She says, I am Starfleet, and I will find a way for you to be free. I promise.
Don't leave me here.
It's going to be okay. She turns back to the assessor. There is something wrong with the Tilikaal people. I've had contact with their aderis. They want to be free. They're suffering. And it's causing catastrophic problems with the galaxy. Either you can work with us, you can save your charges, do as you were meant to, or you can stand against us. But we will help them.
I know that some of them want to be free. I know this. I understand this. But some of them are not safe to be free. Their aderis decay if separated too long. Like my bodies. I do not mean to go this long. And like from her saying that, you also can kind of begin to tell now, or it starts to click in your mind that like they're not as quick. They don't hold themselves as well as the Assessor Tredic, I think his name was. Held themselves. Like they're clearly kind of, you'd say sick maybe, or just old. But you know, this is also a fresh clone, so it's hard to tell exactly what that age really means to Iryax, the ageless. How do you know which of them is in their right mind?
Truthfully, I don't. But I'm also not someone who is qualified to judge whether or not someone is in their right mind. Hell, if you asked half my crew, they would probably say I'm not in my right mind. She sort of smirks just to make a joke, and then she's like, oh wait, this probably not, humor is probably not great here. How do we assess that? And should we find that there are still some Tilikaal aderi who are not fit to be freed, why should we keep the rest of them imprisoned?
You have been told these things and these sentiments expressed. But the aderi space is not a prison. Not for all.
But it is for some.
What do you do with your criminals?
Truly dangerous ones are kept away. But in my culture and where I was raised, they are given a chance to redeem themselves. They're given a chance to prove that they are welcome.
What do you do with the irrational? Those that are a danger to themselves and to others?
And Varel's like, shit, he got me. God damn. They're kept imprisoned.
Well, I mean, we attempt to rehabilitate them. We get them the help they need.
I do not believe that you could do so for these displaced
I mean,
aderi.
we don't know unless we try.
You've been waiting so long. And the longer you wait, the worse it gets. At a certain point, you have to pull the Band-Aid off.
We're trained to be deciders, the Akaru. We have to choose in difficult situations. It's hard, but it's gone on too long.
Alright, folks, I'm going to call for another persuasion test here. Group 1. I could kick things off, I think, but it feels a bit like Burrell's starting to lead this, I think.
I'd like to assist using my presence,
Yeah,
so that I
And
can
use
kick
advisor.
off voice of authority.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, hell yeah.
The three, yeah, absolutely. Burrell, you're leading this task. The rest of you can all assist.
Sure, I'll try and assist.
So just remind us of the voice of authority.
You take 2 threat, I roll a 1 automatically.
Okay.
Ooh, nice.
Very nice. We'll take that. And then you've obviously got the reroll from Pasha's, what's it called again?
Advisor.
Advisor
So
roll? Advisor talent?
I have to succeed when I assist using a command. So if I use
Okay. If he
presence
succeeds,
command.
yeah, we can reroll. Harvey, no talents here, I don't think, from you
Nope.
to help out,
Nope.
but we've got the
I'm
assist
not a talky person.
anyway. Okay.
Whoop, whoop.
Although I do have a value of any
Successes
anything
from
can be-
Pasha.
Oh, well done, Pasha.
Um,
Okay. Sorry, what are we rolling?
Persuasion, I'm sorry, presence and
Presence.
command. Before the
Whoa.
rest of you roll your assists, Susie, do you want to add any more dice?
Difficulty
5.
Difficulty 5.
This is big money, big plays.
Oh,
It's
I've
just the
given you
fate of my
2.
species.
2. I've got to at least get 1. Otherwise, those assists don't count. I'll buy 1 extra die, so I'm rolling 3.
Okay.
Oh, 2 successes and a complication.
You
was a
can re-roll
20.
that complication.
You can re-roll that
Oh
complication.
yes, of course you can.
Success.
How many is that in total, gang? We've got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
Oh, and I added an additional one.
8.
8.
Yeah.
So convincing.
8,
Wait,
It's
yeah.
Star Trek. Everything is resolved with a very
Yeah.
solemn, straight to
Yeah.
camera monologue about there's another way.
Yeah. All right.
There's a better way.
Okay. 3 momentum. If they could, the Iryax size. Burrell, you sit kind of like. Just take a second in itself to kind of feel the aderi in its new body, and it's still really achy. I have waited so long. A lie told often enough can become the truth. My mission now, you hear in your voices, is to, in your head, is to help the Yakaru people reach their potential. I can no longer assist the Tilikaal in their plight or this facility. And as they're projecting this, they, look over to Chen, and they look over to the rest of the Romulans and the Vulcans that are here. I ask that you would stay and that you would assist these people. And for the sake of the Yakaru people, that you would keep this from them for their own protection. And particularly looking for a moment at Pasha as they project that into your minds.
Could I offer an alternative just to that situation? Obviously, some of them want to stay and some of them want to leave. I don't think we can ignore the individual want here. We can't sentence someone to be in a place they don't want to be for however long that is. I know you want to keep this secret from Pasha's people, but perhaps at a certain high level they could know, and most of the population don't, and could potentially ask for volunteers to take their place so they could serve you, as I believe maybe your people would want to.
Somebody from the Akaru Bak.
Mm-hmm. And then the people who don't want to stay can leave, and the others can stay. I mean, I think that might be a good compromise if it's possible.
Spend 2 momentum, and you can make it true.
I spend 2 momentum.
Okay. Very nice. So 1 back in the pool there, you guys. The Iryax bows their head with their long neck and then looks up at the caretakers, essentially, that have been here to help them. Chen looks over to you all now not struggling or holding on to Natalie. But he says, one thing is certain, we have no interest in the politics of this sector. We don't wish to tip the balance any particular way. That's why we have stayed, and we have helped, and we have endured, and we understand the plight of the Iryax and their people. But that is not to say that some people can leave, should they wish, and providing that they can keep this from leaking. And Vibara looks like more at ease now, and she just kind of looks longingly at you guys for an indication of what you want to do next. And a couple more people step forward. A mix of Vulcans and Romulans. About 4 or 5 people step forward.
Nat, what do you need?
We need to understand this place. We need to understand a bit about how it works, exactly what it does, just everything like that. Harv, you got the most experience here with this. Eka, you've worked with it on some level. And, I mean, Burrell, you've been...
Mostly guesswork.
You know.
I mean, maybe we could negotiate a Starfleet science team to just be based here to assist with the assessor and learn as go.
I don't know if you've noticed, Harv, but Starfleet's kind of run back to the other side of the quadrant.
Yeah. So wait, Nat, you want me to study all of this and figure out how it all works on my own?
It's just us down here, Harv.
Iryax, can you help us?
My people can help you. And they begin to move away, like walk essentially out from the chamber towards you guys before like a bathrobe, like picking up their robe and like yeah. Yeah, and then making their exit.
I'll follow. Come on. We've got a lot to learn.
I wish I was back on the freighter. It's off with Eka.
All right, well, there's no time limit. Like the present. Let's start learning. I'm just gonna set up like a little research station. Like, Harvey, you poke around that. I'm gonna talk to these people. You take them with you.
I'll get you guys. Anyone hungry?
Oh gosh.
Oh yeah.
Posh is like, well, I mean, it's not here. We're under the ocean, but I know a place with really great local cuisine.
Do they deliver?
Yeah, is there a
we have a
DoorDash?
system where you can use a pad to have them bring it to you. I don't think they come down here.
Oh, shame.
Interdimensional DoorDash.
Hold on. Can you get it delivered to your house? We'll use the transport to pick it up into the runabout, beam it down to us.
You know, it's been a rough road, but I think we're finally working as a team.
Okay. So, one thing I want to do at this point is really kind of set the, for you guys to kind of set the tone of what your, like, last actions, your investigations is going to be about figuring out a bit about, like, what to do with the Tilikaal, how everything works and all that kind of stuff. So we're going to use one of my favorite parts of the game, scientific theory. The scientific methodology, which now I've said it, I'm sure I have to bring up now because I've probably completely forgotten it. But the scientific method, basically, you can use in Star Trek to figure out a big problem, right? So, let me grab up the little rules for it as well. But essentially, this is going to form part of an extended task that we'll make progress on as we go through the last couple of episodes of the campaign. I just picked up the wrong PDF there. Well done, me. That one. That's the one I want. And the main part of this is you guys pitching to me, pitching to each other, and kind of discussing what you think, based on your observations, could be at play here. Like, how things could be working. But also, like, what the best approach is to what you want to do. Freeing the Tilikaal, working out what's really kind of going on, stuff like that. So let me see if... Oh, yeah. Cool. Perfect. So scientific methods. So first step for us is to observe. So when a scientist or an engineer is present with observation that they do not understand, or an event is occurring that is not well understood, that you can begin to ask questions. Initial observations by the characters will be able to determine what discipline the observations fit into: engineering, science, or medicine. Any character with disciplines from those categories you can make this task at difficulty 0. Once the category is determined, character with a high skill in that discipline becomes the research lead, and then takes lead in further steps to make any dice rolls as needed. With you guys can assist and stuff too. So, based on what you guys have seen over the past however many star dates and what's gone in the campaign, what are the kind of observations that you've seen of the Tilikaal that just stand out as like these are the things that's going on? So the most obvious one to me, based on everything that you've heard, is the Tilikaal have somehow separated their spirits, minds, whatever you want to call that, their aderi, from their physical bodies. They exist in a different dimension, and their bodies are in some kind of stasis here in the our physical dimension. So you've got like aderi spirits, you've got the stasis, bodies in stasis as well.
I have a question about that.
Oh yeah, go on. Yeah.
I have an observation about that, not as like a Starfleet scientist, but as a Trill.
Yeah.
If the problem is being able to coalesce the aderi in the proper body, if that's what's causing the disconnect, would something about Trill physiology and the fact that we have multiple lives through the symbiote, would something like that, like knowledge of that, be able to assist with them trying to reconstitute themselves?
Yeah, for sure. From a kind of psychological standpoint, from a from a kind of intuitive standpoint, I think so.
Because I think Echo will point out, it doesn't sound that different from when I have to move bodies. I can still retain all the memories of my past lives. I can call on them, and they all exist through the symbiont. So if sorting out the aderi is the problem, maybe there needs to be some sort of conduit that can, almost like an assessor, but for the individual aderi.
Using that line of thinking, I make an observation of this facility and kind of estimate that this is what the facility is made for, not just for the storage of their physical forms, but also maybe the transference of their aderi back into their physical forms.
Yeah, you could kind of make that observation.
That would be a logical kind of assumption from what we've seen, right? Okay.
So the observation. So I was thinking of a roll actually, and then essentially difficulty 0 roll. You guys could then kind of ask me questions about that using that momentum that you might have scored. So, are you looking at this from a medical perspective?
No, I'm looking at this. I'm looking at it as an engineering, as
An
a,
engineering
as a kind of
perspective.
like
A
a
mechanical.
transfer of data and how this machine works, not whether the bodies are still okay or anything. I just
Yeah.
whether the machine is
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
its
yeah.
purpose.
Yeah. Okay. Make me an engineering test with reason or insight. Difficulty 0.
Reason, engineering. Okay. 2.
All right. So that scores you 2 momentum, essentially. And so, phrased as a question, what is it that you would want to know about that observation specifically?
Does this facility look like it is designed to transfer the aderi back into their physical form, or is that too specific?
It's not too specific as an observation. The answer is yes.
Okay, cool. No, it's good to know for sure.
But
It's really good to know.
It's a vague ass yes.
Yeah.
Like sure.
Yeah. Okay. I didn't say how it does
Yeah,
it.
it's
yes,
like
and.
it could do that.
Okay. I've got another question for this one as well.
Mhm.
In regards to the machinery.
Yeah, you've got a
Oh,
couple
I've
of
seen-
momentum, so you could use them.
Does this facility and any of the I say machinery, but you know what I mean, the alien technology.
Yeah.
Does any of it look damaged? The reason I ask is because I believe this is the one that they're crying out for help to get released from, right? Was this the one that we heard voices, or is this another one?
Pretty sure we heard voices at another one. And then we came here because there was a tsunami and we heard, like, leave us alone.
Oh,
we're
so
not
these
sure
are the
who that
ones.
was.
Oh, right. Okay. Oh, that could have been the assessor though that did that. So yeah. Okay.
I think it was what was it? There was not campaign. The system that we were in started with a C.
Candidate.
Oh, the one that was
Candidate.
like yeah.
That's
yeah.
it.
The candidate.
The one where
system.
moons were, like, getting
The
flung
moons
about.
were kissing.
Yeah, they smooched.
They smooch moon spaces.
Okay, so yeah, I've got some info for you to remind you, to fill you in on some of that as well, that will help steer you a little bit better, I think. But to Tom's question, does any of it look damaged? Damaged, no.
Cool. Okay. Good.
So that's a point. Of
That's just general engineering observations that Harvey would.
yeah,
go
for sure. For sure.
I think Pasha is like, you might expect it to be medicine, but I think Pasha's looking at this from more of a science standpoint. And so he's looking at this machinery and really just engineering science is a fine line, but like, how does this transfer take place? And are these like, is everything, it's not broken, but could it be improved? Could it do it more efficiently? And that's like sort of the observations that they're making.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, make me another difficulty 0 test.
What would this be?
Science.
Just 2.
Science.
Science.
And reason.
Yeah, that makes sense. Difficulty 0. I just roll 2.
You roll 2
Right.
dice. Yeah.
All right.
You can add more if you want to, but yeah, basically it's a normal.
no,
It's a normal
okay.
test.
That's 2.
2 successes. So another 2 momentum in the pool, taking you up to 4.
Pasha also has a trait called a better path, which is an Ikaru trait, where whenever you're working on something that's an extended task, I can add a die to determine the amount of work completed.
Okay, lovely. So that'll come a little bit later once we've kind of done all the theory work and all the kind of hypothetical
That's
stuff
what I figured. I just
around
didn't
it.
know where that. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's really, really cool. What's the basic, again, kind of phrase as a question, what's the basic kind of thing you want
The
to get
basic
from this
thing is
observation?
operating from a point of this isn't working, right? Like something is off here, and Harvey has told me that they're not exactly broken, but is there a better way to do this, or is there a better way for us to gain the understanding of what exactly is going on here? Sort of, I don't know. I'm trying to make it sciencey. and not engineering.
You could approach this from a scientific standpoint. The best two approaches in terms of a discipline would either be engineering, if you were to just look at the and again, not quite to use the term literally, but the kind of mechanical things of like technological things that are going on. If you just wanted to do what people the aderi are asking you, and just to like put some spirits back in some bodies and kind of figure all that out. But you could also look at it from a medical point of view into, well, what's really going on with the aderi, and like why why are they breaking down, why are they forgetting things, why are they becoming a danger to themselves, a danger to each other.
Right. I think to put it in Pasha/Chris Traeger terms, like what's the piece of sand that's in the circuit board here that's making it all right? I could do that with medicine, sure.
Yeah. But with your no. So with your
same.
momentum, you've got 4 momentum in the pool. If you could spend up to all 4 of those momentum. For each one, you can ask me a question. I give you a truthful answer. So I often find the simplest questions are sometimes the best, but you could also ask me a very specific question you have about something that you've observed, or just something that you guys have encountered before.
I think I'll ask at least one question. That being, I mean, it's clear to him that this isn't operating as intended or in optimal fashion. Right. So I think the first question is that because of outside interference? Like, was it tampering? Or, you know what I mean? Does someone like sabotage this? Or is it just a natural state of decay and poor planning?
It's a natural state of decay. This technology and this huge chambers of sarcophagi have been here for like millennia. And so the technology has lasted long enough to preserve as many bodies as it can, but those bodies are slowly like shutting off.
Was it not designed to last this long? Like to the point of like, it's just outdated technology.
Yeah, incredibly futuristic and like advanced technology, but just like
and also
really
obsolete.
old. Just really old.
It's just entropy.
It's just entropy. Yep, there you go.
Yeah,
that's it. I mean, he'd share that with everybody, obviously, but
sure.
Just thinking like this predates my people, probably.
Yes,
but
100%.
Also, it's running out of juice. It's like it hasn't been able to adapt.
Yeah,
it's just been down here into the water.
Yeah. Okay, so one for the Starfleet crew, and presumably these are the kind of events and theories that you're sharing with your two comrades as well. So you originally, or at least there were reports of people hearing voices, and then the events that happened in the Candidate 3 system as those planets were crashing into each other, all of you seemingly simultaneously saw Ashtamalia, the aderi that's been the Tilikaal aderi that's been trying to reach out to you. You saw her basically rip open, just about manage to make contact with your dimension and invite you through into theirs. So that's one thing you've seen and you've experienced as well as an observation in this whole thing. The other thing that you've experienced that in contrast to that I wanted to reiterate to you again because you mentioned it, is a static field image. This was on Akaru as well when you had the audience with the Iryax. There was a static field image of a masculine face on a screen in that big hyper-style colonnade thing that you were in. The most notable feature being their wide blue eyes, flecked with starlight, and lacked a pupil or iris. Eyes much like those of Ashtamalia, though somehow more desperate, more fearful. Behind the face, you could see a background of strange and wondrous forms of colours alternating between a symphony of thought and a chaotic dream tornado. Unlike anything you've seen before from the pocket dimension. What you managed to remember of the message, what you managed to actually hear the words spoken were, we are here because we desire it. Do not let the others into releasing. Please, if you can hear my words, turn back. Before the message shattered into a spray of prismatic colours before ending.
So not all the Tilikaal want to be free. I think that's the observation from that.
And I guess the message was broken up a bit, but I guess it was like, don't let them trick you into releasing them. Which does kind of line up with what the Iryax was saying about some of them being, unfit to be released.
They did say prison. Like, they said it wasn't a prison, but
Then
it does
they
feel like
kinda
segregation.
said that it was a prison.
So there's possible factionality going on there as well. Nat actually, with her tricorder linking up to the cast they're on about, she does mention that like, oh, look at this, there's more of this stuff now, and really across the sector, based on the sensor readings from the Cass and the Lexington too, actually. They've been tracking electromagnetic radiation bursts as well as just spatial phenomena, and tetraionic filaments that seem to connect those bursts as well. So you're starting to see a kind of pattern of those filaments connecting flashes of electromagnetic radiation and cats following my descriptions. And that is very similar, Eka, to the fact that you have suffered from like radiation sickness and electromagnetic radiation bursts that you have all encountered when you accidentally slipped into that subspace dimension.
So there's a connection between that subspace dimension and the inference is that there's a connection between the subspace dimension and the Tilikaal aderi.
Yeah, the dimensions.
Perhaps that dimension is where they're being stored, or somewhere like that.
Yeah.
Oh. That would explain kind of the whole reason why time has no meaning, and how our Endorian friend can't get out. Probably because his body was lost with the ship, but his aderi, his soul, is still in that area, still there. Aka's gonna sort of start saying that out loud.
And it's another observation too with the whole thing. Time is funky.
Mm-hmm. Time is funky.
Time be funky.
Time is, yeah.
Can I spend a momentum to ask a question of you?
Mm-hmm.
And I think I'd ask this out loud to Iryax.
Mm-hmm.
Are there records of who had their aderis transferred?
All of them.
Well, I mean, yeah, but do you have historical records of notable individuals?
I'm not sure. Perhaps.
Mostly, I just want to ask about the people that we've met. Ashtamalia, specifically. She is the one that ripped a hole in space and time to try and get into contact with us. I'd like to know more about her.
I have forgotten their names, but you might find records here.
Okay, I'm gonna go have a looky-loo, I guess. I'm gonna
I'm
go
unfamiliar
try
with that.
hacking
I'm
at computer
unfamiliar with that
systems.
phrase. Is that a looky? What's a looky loop?
It's a technical term, highly sophisticated.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna start poking around, seeing if I can find records, that sort of thing,
Okay.
to build more of this theory out.
Sure thing. Just generally, or you are looking specifically for Ashtamalia?
I think I'd like to look up, like, to see if I can find the base, like, personnel records, like, that sort of thing, and then I would do, like, a more in-depth search for specific individuals that we have met before, like Ashtamalia, or there's the one that is currently in Burrell's brain. What was his name again?
Funky old name.
Perlonumian.
Turlonumian.
Terlonumian.
There you go.
Just piggybacking along.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okie so make me difficulty 3. Reason or insight and
Engineering?
yeah, because it's with Tilikaal stuff.
Okay. I'd like to buy an extra die, if I might.
So momentum down to 1.
And I don't really have... reverse engineering as a focus probably wouldn't apply. Probably not.
No, not reverse engineering. Not here.
Okay. Alright, no focuses. Let's go. That's 2 successes, not enough to succeed, though.
Okay, yeah. When the Iryax said all of them, they meant all of them. And so any like historical records, identifications, and stuff like that, you can start to you start to decipher some of those. You start to at least there's certain identifiers with certain pods and stuff like that. But I got a load of threat here. I'm going to spend 3 of it to effectively like close off and degrade those kind of records and stuff from you, just from this facility.
Okay.
So the facility begins to kind of close off to you a little bit as you kind of like poking around in it some more.
Yeah, I got nothing over here, folks. Poking around was not...
Hey, you know, it's all right. Every failure is a chance to sort of learn. And he just goes into therapist mode. Telling Eka things that they've known forever. Yeah, I know. Yeah, fail forward, right?
So
Been at this 8 lifetimes. Several hundred years. Let's go.
I wanna after all this, Harvey wants to go to Nat. And he wants to ask her, right, what specifically do you want to get out of this facility? I mean, what is the Starfleet's goal by us researching this facility? Are we doing this to see the technology and try and adapt it and take it for ourselves? Are we looking to see if the people, the Tilikaal, need assistance, that they are trapped there? Or we're looking to save them? What is your mission in this facility? Because I'm a little unsure on what you want us to actually do. We can study this facility for years if need be. I just need to know what specifically you want out of this.
No, I get that, Harv. No,
You
that's
know?
fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll level
I'm
with
not
you.
saying that out loud. It's very soft, so that no one
Yeah,
else
yeah,
can. Yeah, yeah.
Oh no, I'll level with you, Harv. I it's mildly curious, this whole thing, but I'm actually more scared of it. I'm more worried about it, and I'm worried that the Romulans are currently reverse engineering it and equipping it on their warbirds,
Right.
and a whole empire with the moving planet beam. God, it's not going to end well, is it?
So you want to shut it down. You want to shut all of them down.
I do not have a horse in this race with the Tilikaal and their aderi things and whatever's going on, but I need to know how to stop the Romulans. First thing, if we can understand this stuff, or if we can work with Ashtamalia somehow, or whoever else is more sane than she might be, or whatever is going on.
There are other assessors out there. Cause I've met another one who was. Make sure they can't overhear. A lot more sane than Ashtamalia, but
Where are they now?
well, one of them was on a planet where two moons collided together.
Oh.
So they're probably
Cool.
not there anymore. I think that was the only one I met, right? Or was there an additional one? Yeah.
No,
was the
you guys
only
only met that one.
Yeah, but that just shows that there are more of these facilities on different planets throughout this entire sector, maybe even further. Now, if I could get a map, if these are all linked, I might be able to come up with a map of where these specific locations are, and maybe we could go to one of the planets and talk to an assessor that is actually sane and find out then we could potentially warn them of the Romulan threat of them stealing their technology, and maybe we can get the Federation working with them together. I mean, that might be I don't know how to find a map of this, but I could work on it.
You'll probably look a little bit at something like this, and she shows you her tricorder, and it's all the filaments and the radiation pulses going off, and it's kind of forming a little, like, almost organics, like your little
Like a
network
web?
of, yeah, like a little web, like a little
Yeah.
network of these things, connected up by these filaments.
So if I can take those readings and then bring them back to the CAS, and then put up a sector-wide map, and then triangulate and estimate where these could potentially be, and use, if only I could have had a third location, because I could use this location, the location I know of before, a third one I could triangulate, and then maybe I'll see what I can do. I'll see if I can figure something out.
Okay, great.
Okay, I'll just be on the CAS if you need me.
Let's all get some dinner or something on the CAS. Maybe get out of this dampness.
Yeah.
And maybe we can figure things out a little bit more there. And she gets you all back onto the runabout. Yeah, you don't need to beam. It's like down the corridor.
Oh yes, you're right. It wasn't that far, was it? You're
So
right.
use it like a little submarine.
Yeah, that's it. I remember. Okay.
Because it's Star Trek, they probably take it back into orbit, right? Like,
Well, we got to make sure that the Lexington's all right.
oh yeah,
And
yeah,
it's
yeah.
bigger. It's more comfy.
roomier.
There's 100-year-old rations on board.
There's 100-year-old rations on
Yum.
board.
Yum.
I mean, you've
Thank
got to
God I
take some
dusted
Vulcans
those
and
Romulans.
Romulans. Yeah.
Now, I basically want to beam down to Pasha's place, order takeaway, then beam back
Yeah,
up. That's what I
absolutely.
want to do.
I feel
wanna
like Pasha's
sample
like-
Pasha's fast food.
Right. I feel Pasha's like, okay, what are you guys in the mood for? And then he lists like a bunch of different kinds
Yeah.
of food that they have that make no sense to you at all.
I want to
Is it
try
I
more.
don't know what that's
spicy?
like.
Yeah, I wanna
This
try
one
more.
is like a little spicy, but I don't know what's spicy for you.
We'll
I just
find out.
can't handle
Uh,
spicy.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, in that case, you want some of this MILF.
Okay, I'll take some elf.
Do you have anything that's alive and wriggling?
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure. Wait, to eat?
Burrell?
I mean, we have there's a chain called poppin' worms. They just sort of they're worms, and you crunch them, and
They
they're
pop on
alive.
the tongue when you put them in.
Yeah. Poppin' worms.
I think
kind
This
of
is all
tough.
canon.
Yeah, it's canon now. It's canon.
Canon.
I think we should order in. I think, Pasha, if you wouldn't mind ordering the biggest order
Sure.
you could
Yeah,
think.
oh yes, I would be
for-
very happy. I've got an app on my tricorder.
Brilliant. And we will I'll
Like a
transport.
little-
If you're okay going, through the teleporter again, the transporter again, we can
Oh yeah,
take you.
I'm used to it by now.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah. Like 3 goes. and you're-
Hurls as soon
you're-
as he gets on the other side.
Yeah, shows him being down to the ground. Oh, God. Mhm.
All right.
Comes back with a bunch of bags.
Yeah.
You missed the sauce. Where's the sauce?
Oh, I didn't know.
I
didn't know you wanted.
I like to think that there's like a ring on your doorbell, a knock on your door, or whatever. You've orchestrated this, so it's just like perfectly normal. And you open the door, and you're like, "Yes, hello, robot, with
Hello,
my
welcome
food."
to my residence.
Nothing strange going on. And like
Here's the bags full,
these
Livis.
very efficient drone robots are delivering your food, and you
Yeah.
kind of you hold the stuff like that, and then you're just kind of waiting there, and maybe just like you don't even know the communicator.
checking
Like
out the window.
Harvey, we're ready to beam up. And then
Okay.
just as you're beaming up, like an old lady is like passing in the street as you're being beamed up, and she's just like,
Yes.
"What?"
Oh, Mrs. Henderson.
Yeah. Drops her shopping. Great.
Ugh.
Peak Star Trek.
Tiny
Mouth
dog
everywhere.
runs away. Yeah, milk everywhere.
Yeah.
Spilled all her milk, but there's no crying over spilled milk.
My mouth.
No crying over spilled milk. I mean,
I should have got the old style Star Trek ambience.
Yeah.
That stuff.
Like a higher pitch.
Yeah. Oh well, I'll get it for next time.
I think as they're sitting around and eating, this doesn't have to take a long time, but I think that Pasha wants to talk to Burrell a little bit
Mm-hmm.
and be like, he's like, so this, I'm still getting up to speed, but this whole thing with your station and the Klingons empire, and he's like saying it all wrong. The Klingons empire and the Romulans. The Romulans?
The Romulans, yes.
The
yes,
Romulans.
yeah, Romulans.
Are you feeling like your loyalties are conflicting lately? Because I just went through a thing down under the ocean.
Mm-hmm.
And does that happen a lot for you?
And she sort of sits back. She takes a big swig of the drink.
Melf? Yeah.
Of
Did you get some
Melf.
poppin' worms?
Yeah. It was actually a lot easier than I thought it would be.
Well, I
I
think
was
so.
I was born and raised on Kronos. My mother's Klingon. Grew up on a Targ farm. I mean,
Right.
you can't get much Klingon than that. Joined the KDF. I stood in front of Gowron, the Chancellor, like a month ago. Proclaimed my loyalty to the Empire. And then in that moment, when they started attacking the station, I knew what the right thing to do was. And that was to stand up for my station, stand up for my crew, stand up for my family.
And you just knew
I just knew.
you'd make a good Ikaru.
That would be a terrible Ikaru.
Yeah, probably. No, you're eating that wrong. No, you gotta put it under your tongue. The poppin' worm goes on. I mean, it's more a matter of preference, but you can eat it however you.
And she's like trying to. No, the mouthfeel is all wrong. No.
Oh, sorry. Have some milk.
That gah mouthfeel. Yeah. Nice. Okay.
Excellent.
All right. So around dinner, gang, I want 3 to 5 focuses. Not your focuses necessarily, but focuses about like what could be what's going on with the Tilikaal technology stuff. And then this is going to form the basis of like your approach to solving the problem. So like, I guess the question throughout all of the observations is, what's degrading the connection between the aderi and their bodies?
The closest focus that Pasha has, we don't have to use this obviously, is psychiatric medicine. Of like, is it something with the consciousness that's degrading that could be counteracted through some sort of medicine or exterior thing? You know, have the aderi miss taking their meds, because I found that's very important.
Got to take it at the same time too.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It matters.
At the same time.
Yeah, same time every day. They didn't do it. They skipped a couple doses, and then
Next thing you know,
that's
different
one
dimension.
idea, but I don't know if it's the strongest.
I have a pitch as well. Throughout this, we've noticed that the Tilikaal are kind of all about transporter technology, either by transporting entire planets or transporting the soul out of a being's body, or a soul back into a being's body. So I think a focus in transporters would probably be effective as well. For just a way to make sure that we have the connection, we're able to do it, and then push it back in successfully. Just
jam it
take
back
that
in.
soul and just jam it back into the tube like a toothpaste.
Okay. Transport attack. Any others? And could it be power, Harvey?
Yeah, I was thinking they use those power line kind of things, don't they? Those things that are all over the place. So maybe
Not enough energy.
not enough energy, maybe. Yeah, they need more juice to power up the systems to make them keep going. Or maybe it's too much
Or is there
juice.
or are the lines just?
The lines.
Is there a better way to transmit it? Yeah.
If we need to scout some additional tech to try and fix these problems, maybe black market dealings, if we need to like find some illegal tech that might help us in this endeavor. I don't know. I'm just throwing that out there as one that I have that can help.
Yeah.
I
I
like that.
helped.
I like that.
You could definitely use it to work towards it, but it's more like what do you think the correct focus is for the underlying problem? So what might be happening, trying to fit them into a focus is for the category of the problem. These are called hypotheses, and the research lead may or may not have a skill focus, but they have the focus, but they can explain these ideas to the game master. The game master sees a hypothesis that fits the actual solution to the research problem, then they regard this as the right way. I do not inform you which one is correct. And if you don't, if none of them seem to fit the problem itself, then I will get a point of threat. And we go again. And I tell you that, and we go again. What other dimensional? What's like a transdimensional? I don't know. Focus.
Yeah,
like
interdimensional, transdimensional travel.
Interdimensional dimensions.
Theoretical physics,
Yeah.
as a lot of this might be entanglement and string theory.
Yeah.
Potentially.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm not going to add a point of threat to those. And I do have a right way
Oh.
off of those about what the problem is. And so let's build up the extended tasks. So work track is going to be 20. It's pretty hefty. So imagine the work track, Doc, like the stress track that you have for your character. So you fill it up by doing work, by scoring points. So not only are you going to be rolling your normal d20s, you're also going to be rolling the challenge dice as well. Like you'd be scoring damage with a phaser. It's kind of like scoring damage to the problem. If you get as a threshold, if you score 5 at once or more, then you get a breakthrough. So breakthroughs, they're going to give you more information about the problem. They're going to give you a better insight. One of the breakthroughs is going to tell you whether you're on the right track or not, pretty much. And then once you've completed all of the breakthroughs, essentially the injuries of the problem, then you've figured it all out and you completed the thing. So these breakthroughs, I'm going to assign 4 of them to the problemo. And there's going to be a bit of resistance as well. No one has a particular focus into Tilikaal technology right now, so I am going to put the resistance up at 2. Some breakthroughs later on might actually reduce that, or just get rid of it entirely as well. And then, so the difficulty of these tests is going to start at 4, and as you get breakthroughs, it's going to reduce over time as well. This is going to start at 4. All right. With the telemetry that you've managed to get a hold of, I think it's just kind of essentially the last bit of this session before we go into the next is really just doing a little bit of groundwork kind of on the problem. So not only are you guys going to be chatting about what you've observed, some of the theories that you might have come up with, but we'll actually manage to make some work towards it, and I can give you some more insights about kind of like what's going on, and you know, you might even be able to, based on your momentum, fire off some more questions to me, get some clarifications that you need to be heading in the right direction. All right. So who wants to take the lead in the first like analysis of the information that you've got hold of, this telemetry of all these little strings and EM pulses and stuff that you've... What are we playing? Tom, hello.
Oh, son of a bitch.
Or it can be based on the the research and the evidence that you've managed to get on the Tilikaal technology you've encountered.
Yeah, I'll do whatever.
Stuff
I mean,
like
my
that.
science is 4, so it's not that bad.
Doesn't have to be science necessarily. Could be engineering, could be science, could be medicine.
I'm gonna
So
stick
like
with
it
engineering.
could be that it could be something like, for example, for medicine, that if you use one of these focuses that you've mentioned, that Pasha, you have a sit down with Burrell's little mate in her brain,
Oh yeah.
and have a little psychological
brain mate.
psychological assessment of her brain mate, because I always forget his name and it's long and convoluted and I can't pronounce it.
Hello, Numian.
Telonemian.
Is Telenumian home? Can I speak with Telenumian? Are they in the room?
Eyes
Are
roll
they in
back.
the room with us right now?
Can we get a point of momentum every single time Burrell or Susie remembers a Telenubian?
No, because it's written on a fucking character sheet.
Ah!
It is.
All right, but okay, Tom, if you want to lead it, you don't have to lead it. You can argue and volunteer someone else.
No, I'll lead it. Sure, why not?
All right, cool.
I'll lead it. I'll do it through engineering.
What focus of the ones that you've mentioned: psychiatric medicine, transporter tech, EPS power systems, theoretical physics, quantum entanglement?
I mean, he's got to do EPS, right? That's his bread and butter.
Okay,
That's
yeah.
what he does.
Absolutely.
Got to be the EPS,
Okay.
and he's got a focus in it as well. So
Yeah.
that helps.
Does any one person want to assist? Yeka.
I can assist. I can assist actually with Tava, who is a theoretical physicist.
And we're all theorizing this because it's unknown.
Nice. This is Starfleet bread and butter, research and investigation style stuff. All right, so you're working hard late into the night at the consoles of this 100-year-old starship, trying to compute this stuff, work out what's going
let's
on.
rock and roll.
Do you want to add any more dice to your test?
So
Reason and
I
engineering.
would. We need to get to 4, right?
It's difficulty 4. Yeah.
One sec. No complication range.
No, not this one, because it's just research. It's just looking at the data. I don't think there's anything that makes this any kind of riskier than normal.
My worry is, if I use this now, because I'm pretty good at engineering, I'm pretty good, that the more ingy ones that we're not going to be might need that momentum. Then again, I could build momentum, couldn't I?
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's get off to a good start. I'll buy 1 dice if
Okay.
you're fine, please, with 1 momentum.
Cool.
Let's hope we get off to a good start with like 3 crits. I believe. Oh, we're close. Not bad.
Close.
5, 6.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 successes, right?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, 5.
With
Yeah,
Eckers.
sorry. My brain's over.
I helped.
Yes, you
Nice.
did. Got us some momentum back.
That gives you a point of momentum. Okay, so Tom, what is your engineering stat?
5.
Okay, so you're going to roll 7 combat dice. 7 combat dice from the thing.
Combat dice.
Sure. With that momentum, do you want to add a combat? No, hang on. Sorry. For each point of momentum, you score a work. Okay, so roll the dice, and then I'll ask you what you want to do.
Okay.
8 work. It's pretty good. It will give you a breakthrough. Do you want to try and increase that? So you could spend that momentum, that 1 momentum, to re-roll those 2 blank dice, or you could spend that momentum to just add 1. Add 1 more bit of work
Could be 9.
to 9. Yeah.
What would the benefit of getting to 10 be?
There wouldn't be a specific benefit to getting to 10. You've already broken the threshold of 5.
In that case,
It'll just mean
then,
it's done a bit quicker eventually.
I'll hold it. I'll hold it.
Yeah.
I don't want to spend a momentum just to get to that. I'm quite happy we've got a breakthrough. I think the momentum would be helpful for the next, challenge. So yeah, I'll leave that as that.
So that's 8. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. And it scores you a breakthrough. So you're working on the engineering issues, the power fluctuations, the power issues that you've seen. And the power levels that you've seen come from this technology don't make you think that the power is necessarily an issue. A, to keep these pods alive. That's really, really not much of a bother at all. And just the sheer power involved in like moving planets and doing all that kind of stuff. The EPS power systems focus isn't the right way. It's not the kind of true north of the problem.
That's okay.
There have been power
good to
fluctuations
know.
and stuff like that, so you don't know that you know that it's not like a power systems issue, particularly EPS systems
Okay, that's
issue.
good to know. That's good to know.
Yeah, that's what I'll leave it
And
at.
just chalk that one off as that's not an issue then. Good to know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. All right. But yeah, there are more of these. Did I say tetrion? Maybe I did.
You did, in
Tetrionic
fact.
filaments that seem to connect these EM radiation bursts. But yeah, your Vulcan and Romulan buddies bed in. Can give you a bit of an insight as well into what was going down on Akari, if you like. Yeah, so Vibara actually, you hear like a little knock, Pasha, at first, on like quarters that you've maybe found for yourself. And then they realize, and then you eventually hear a little kind of whistle come from the door.
Oh. Yeah. Door open. Is that 1 second? Just goes up manually.
Oh my god, where was she? Vibara, the Romulan woman who was so
Eager to leave.
eager to leave, is standing just outside the doorway. She says, I hope I'm not disturbing you.
Vibara? No, not at all. What can I help you with?
I just wondered if you wanted to chat a bit about what was going on down there.
Absolutely. Do you want something to drink? Would you like some very old food?
Oh, do you have any ale?
Do I? Would I be able to replicate some ale using those old rations or no?
Have you still got your determination? Have you still got a point of determination, or do you spend it?
Yeah,
you do.
Spent it.
You could spend it to just have a bottle
I
of Romulan
absolutely
ale.
do that to have booze. Actually, I found this in one of the vents.
Oh, this is a really good year too. And she begins to pour out a couple of like decant it into a couple of like glasses.
He looks at it and tries not to. They look at it and try not to betray
like,
the fact that they're not going to drink this.
It's like bright green, right?
Yeah,
Romulan ale,
well, even the whiskey that they had on their first day at the station.
Yeah. And she clinks a glass. Cheers.
I clink. Oh, okay. Clink.
And she drinks a good half of it.
How did you end up there? I'm sorry, but I feel like maybe starting from the beginning is good.
So the Romulan Empire, Romulan people, and the Vulcans who you saw with us were actually very similar species.
I've noticed.
There's been a lot of research into how we diverged in our past. But we're very different people. The Vulcans are very logical. They suppress their emotions. Romulans are very forthright. We can be a little irrational, really, I guess, in the spectrum of species out there.
Comparison is only useful up to a certain point. You are the way you are. It's all right.
Well, our Senate doesn't really want to work with Vulcan at all. Vulcan is part of the Federation, but there is a movement to unify us, and our group, the Unificationists, there were some of us several years ago now, fleeing Romulan space with the help of the Vulcan crew and Chen on board. We were just on a transport heading into Federation territory. We were out this way, which I don't know if you've traveled that far into, say, the Federation or wherever you're.
I have left the Expanse, and I'm the first Takaro person to have ever done that.
So the Romulan Empire borders the Expanse, I guess.
I don't know. I guess Setu, our planet's in the. They call it the Shackleton Expanse. I think. I forget.
Yeah. Cosmologically, we're neighbors, pretty much. But we also neighbours with the Federation. The Empire's neutral zone extends quite far around that. And so we headed into this space, and unfortunately we managed to evade the Romulans. Unfortunately, we crashed into one of Setu's oceans.
Wow. At the risk of being insensitive, what casualties? Anybody not survive?
A few. My father actually. But we were rescued, most of us, thankfully, thanks to the Akarubak, the local Akarubak, who recovered our wreckage, tended to our injured survivors, and then they informed the Iryax of their alien presence, I guess. And in order to keep us alive, the Iryax adapted some of that technology you saw down there. We have a connection now. I can still feel it, actually, with the other unificationists.
What's that like?
It's interesting. They feel more further away. Like, it's strange. I can actually feel how distant they are now that we're traveling, or we've headed into orbit. But we were put to work for our trouble, and Chen seemed to think this was fair, and this was as good as we could get, really. But I think it was basically some indentured servitude.
Sounds like the unificationists, you were pretty divided on that matter.
But yeah, we
kind of ironic, right? Because your unification, it's just, forgive me.
Well, you have us to thank for quite a few of your recent technological advances.
I get that impression. Strange to consider that all the steps that we've taken forward have been at the expense of a few. Not sure I approve of it, but I'm guessing the Iryax knows how I feel now that I shot them.
Don't sweat it. They're not really like a god. I mean, they're a fair leader from what I hear, but it can be really difficult to get some perspective on that when you're down in that facility.
Yeah.
We've managed to convalesce on the surface time and again, but it's been pretty difficult. But yeah, I knew it would be difficult for any Akaru maybe to discover what was going on down there, but like, I want you to know that your people, like, they weren't tampered with or anything like that. We kept the Iryax alive, and for as long as possible, and obviously they've been around for eons because they've been able to just get a new body, I guess.
Yep.
So
just switch ships, jump horses. I don't know what the term would be, but
yeah.
I don't know what a horse is. So
but yeah, no, I didn't want you to feel like you would just you weren't there for some kind of like specific purpose and therefore had no autonomy. Like, go forth into the galaxy, do what you want to do, you know? I'm sorry, I'm not very good at this, but
it's all right. Let's since coming here, you've talked about feeling the distance between your friends. Would you call them friends? Shipmates?
Yeah, I guess I would. Yeah.
How's that been? Have you noticed any strange side effects or any mood swings. Obviously, it's an emotional time, so I wouldn't blame you either way. But
I think we pan like out slowly as the kind of like counseling psychiatric session begins, as he gets a little bit more insight.
Propeller fade.
Yeah, absolutely. But
Yeah.
that is also a great thing to pick up on next time that's definitely an avenue of this extended
I think that's where he wants to
investigation.
go with this.
Yeah.
Does it have something to do with the psychological or psychic tension?
Yeah.
What's going on?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and you've got some candidates for that investigation on board with you, so it's a great little avenue of investigation. It's really cool. Yeah,
Can't wait to unpack Burrell's issues.
We haven't got long enough in the campaign for that.
That's next season. That's the whole season. Burrell in therapy.
Just on a couch.
Like Discovery, we'll get one person's whole story arc basically for a whole season. All right. Well, that was Disunification. Thank you, gang. That wraps up that episode and the two-parter for us. So, in order to wrap up as per usual, let's go around, have a little chat with everyone. Let us know where you are, what you're up to, all of that kind of good stuff. Anita, as ever, you're first. Where you are?
Yes. Hi, my name is Nita. I am a TTRPG streamer, graphic designer, producer, and cat mom about the space. You can find me here on Tuesdays, on Critical Misses on Fridays and Saturdays, running tech occasionally on Mondays, and sometimes you can even find me on Gen Con TV for table takes. Other than that, I am currently working on a project for Zine Quest, working with a crew on a book called Metanthropes, and I am the graphic designer for that. So I'm doing layout.
We heard that too.
That's it. That's all. That's me.
And the cat.
Yes.
Tom.
He needed to announce his presence.
Yeah. No, we appreciate it. And Tom.
How can I follow the cat?
I don't know.
Hi, I'm Tom. Currently, I think the only other place you can find me really is follow Black Cats on Thursdays for our Dragon Heist D&D game that we're currently going through, which I think we're due to be this Thursday to carry on with the absolute disaster that is our party, which is a lot of fun. Occasionally, I am on Susanna Grace's channel, probably either playing Hell Let Loose or some other sort of game there. You can probably check me out there. But currently, that's pretty much all where I am at the moment. So yeah.
Me with my chat commands doing it properly. I remembered. Awesome. Thank you very much, Tom. Doc, what are you guys up to over there on your channel?
Yeah, like I said, this Thursday is our finale. We did a 4-episode arc of Blades in the Dark as a tribute to the 70s movie The Warriors, and we're on the run now. So you can come and check that out. It'll be a lot of fun Thursday night on Caravan RPG on the Twitch. And then the week after on that same channel, like I said earlier, the season 3 premiere of Delta Green's Impossible Landscapes. And it's just a mind-twisting, fun, good time where I torture my friends and nothing makes sense. It's great. Yep.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
And Melf. I'm going to go make an ad for Melf. Drink Melf. Eat Melf. Who knows?
Melf does the body good.
Nice. There you go. Susie, when you're not drinking Melf, what are you up to?
Well, that's a bad sentence. I don't like that. You can find me all over the internet at Susanna Grace, Susanna with one N. But I won't actually be live tomorrow because it's Valentine's Day, and the elbow along my hip bend has Wednesday evening off, like afternoon off work. So I'm spending the afternoon with my husband for Valentine's Day. I will be back on the screens on Thursday for some D&D, where I get to play my little soft boy poet now because he's back, Roderick. He is back from the dead, changed, who can say? But it was fun being a ghost twice in 1 week. Recommend it if you're in RPGs. And then back on my own channel on Friday, where I'll be playing something, probably Hell Let Loose or maybe Helldivers too, depending on if the game works and I can get people together for it. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, that's me.
Right. As for me, you can find me around the internet at RPG Webby. Tom also mentioned our streams over at Follow Black Cats as well. So join us on Thursdays if you want some just silly D&D shenanigans with Dragon Heist. I'll be running that there on the channel as well. Here on the Modiphius channel, we've got a couple of streams for you at the moment. This on the Tuesdays, and we've also still got our Winter of Atom Fallout tabletop campaign on Mondays too. And we're cooking up a Dune stream for you very shortly as well. More information on that you can find out on our socials and stuff, pretty much everywhere around the internet at Modiphius. So check us out there. You'll see my mug talking to you about Fallout Factions, the new game that we've got coming out on pre-order right now. There's been a new Star Trek Adventures supplement has just gone on to pre-order, and it's the Klingon War Tactical Campaign, which adds like a kind of tactical overlay, like fleet command style thing to that kind of period in Discovery before like the original series timeline, where it's like they're fighting the Klingons. And that, by all accounts on Discord, has been very well received. People are really impressed with the PDF, and they like the overlay and the new rules and all that kind of cool stuff. So yeah, go check it out if you're interested in Star Trek Adventures, because I hear it's a really, really good supplement to have. Can't think of any other Modiphius news to share, so I think that's gonna be it for us. Check us out next time. We'll be in the last couple of episodes, chums, depending on how you go. We've got 2 mainline missions from the book to go, and that's it. And Tilikaal saga will be over. But until then, until next time, here with the crew in the Shackleton Expanse, live long and prosper. Peace and long life. It's the full quote. There you go. You're welcome to it.